I am Dr. R. Muthukumaraswamy, Professor and Head, Department of Applied Mathematics. Now I am going to explain the concept of periodic function. I am going to explain the concept of even function. A function is said to be even, then f of x equal to f of minus x. That means if you take a function, if we give some negative value of x, we will get back only the positive combination of x. It's almost like swallowing function. Okay, for example, take x square, cos x, all modulus functions, all constant function. These are all even function. Let us take some example. F of x equal to x square. So if we replace minus x wherever x by minus x, then you will get x square, which is nothing but your original function. So if I feed negative function, you will get back the positive function only. So this function is nothing but even function. Examples I've listed out here, I explain. You can check for cos x also. Since cos of negative angle is cos only, so you will get cos of minus x is cos x. You will get back the same function. You can check it out. Or cosine also. Now, and what about odd function? A function is said to be odd. F of x equal to minus f of minus x. So this function, you will get negative combination of f minus x. See the difference between these two. You will get back negative value outside. Example, sin x, x cube, all odd powers. Let us take very simple example, a function sin x. Just feed negative symbol. This is original function. Sin of minus x, you will get minus sin x. It's a formula, sin of minus x is minus sin x. So this is nothing but, yeah. Therefore, I can rewrite f of x equal to minus f of minus x by exchanging minus symbol. So this is what an odd function. So basic idea of odd and even function. There are some properties of odd and even function. If we take even function as E and odd function as O. So some properties. Even multiplied by even, you will get back what is only in even. For example, you take x square is an even function. You take another example, x power 4. So if you take product of these two, you will get x power 6. So even powers, you will get back even function. Very simple example. So no need to memorize the product combination. You can take any simple example and check it out. Similarly, even multiply odd, x square multiplied by x cube, you will get x power 5. So odd, you will get odd power. So product is commutative. I don't want to elaborate. Same way, x cube into x square, yeah, x power 5. Next, odd multiplied by odd function is even, x into x cube, x power 4. So these four properties of product of exponential even and odd function will be very useful in Fourier series analysis. Any complicated integral, when you check the properties of definite integral, is a very useful properties. Now I want to analyze the concept of the periodic function. Now I am going to explain the basic sine and cosine function, which is nothing but periodic function. We are going to use this concept in Fourier series. It's a very fundamental one. You are already familiar. I want to recall some fundamentals. You take the sine graph, something special. So you know very well, sine 0, sine pi, sine 2 pi, sine 3 pi. All these values are nothing but 0. That means these are all running numbers, 0 pi, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, etc. We write generalized form. So you know very well, sine n pi is 0. And one more thing, all peak levels you just take sine pi by 2, sine 5 pi by 2, sine 9 pi by 2. All these values are positive, and you take the negative values sine 3 pi by 2, sine 7 pi by 2, sine 11 pi by 2. So all these values are negative minus 1. Now if we take the next one, the cosine, if the sine is female function and cosine is a male function, why I'll call it as male and female. In sine there is a full stop, so I am taking that is a female function, cosine is a male function. Okay, just for a fun. Okay, now the peak value is 1, cos 0 is 1, and this intersecting value is nothing but pi by 2. This value is cos pi, and peak level 2 pi. This value 3 pi by 2, this value 5 pi by 2, down 3 pi, peak value 4 pi. Now take this particular graph. This point is 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, etc. So here the numerical values, cos 0 is 1, cos 2 pi plus 1, cos 4 pi plus 1, all peak values. Now take the negative value, cos pi, cos 3 pi, cos 5 pi. All these values are negative. So I can generalize by taking all odd multiples negative value, even multiple positive value, that to 1. So I'll introduce a oscillating sequence, cos n pi is minus 1 power n. You can check by giving trial value n equal to 0, cos 0 pi, cos 0 minus 1 power 0 is nothing but 1. So you can check, give n equal to 1, cos pi minus 1 power 1, so minus 1. So now all odd multiples of pi or even multiples of pi in sine completely collapsed. That means all integer multiples of pi 0. All integer multiples of in cosine value exists. See, they are just opposite. So that's why it's called, see the trend is also here starting with 0, whereas here starting with 1. So that is a speciality of these two functions, sine and cosine. That's why in communication engineering, these two functions are playing an important role in signal processing, any application relevant to communication and signals and systems, mobile communication, etc. Okay, now you see here cos pi by 2, cos 3 pi by 2, cos 5 pi by 2, cos 7 pi by 2, all these values you know very well, 0. Cos odd multiples of pi by 2, 0, you know very well. But you see sine, all these values exist. See, just opposite. So the periodic function, how we are going to analyze from the graph, very interesting. You take the sine graph. I am using double line for better understanding. Now see, this is what the periodic length, 0 to 2 pi. It's like S-bend. Okay. I think you have traveled Ooty, Kodaikanal or Tirupati. You see this S-bend, they are very dangerous. But in mathematics, periodic function is really very interesting. So this S-bend type of trend graph, periodic length is 2 pi. Now you see the similar trend from 2 pi to 4 pi and 4 pi to 6 pi. So once you analyze any behavior within this interval, that's more than sufficient for the entire signal. So that is the speciality of Fourier series. That's why Fourier series is restricted to some finite interval. Why? Because the function is periodic. Then we can think of the analysis of the entire series. So this is what periodicity. Similarly, you take cosine graph, very interesting. It's almost reverse form of a normal curve, or it's like a valley. Now see the periodic length is also same 0 to 2 pi. See the u bent. Okay. Now same thing from 2 pi to 4 pi. So this is what the periodic length. So you know the concept of the periodicity of sine and cosine very well. Okay. If we analyze within this interval, that's more than sufficient. That's why Fourier series, majority of the problem based on the periodic length 0 to 2 pi. You can take periodic length 0 to 2 pi or minus pi to pi or sometimes constant also. See the difference, upper limit minus lower limit 2 pi, upper minus lower 2 pi. So this is very important in Fourier series. Majority of the cases the periodic length is 2 pi. If suppose the periodic length is 0 to pi, I'll take that one as half range. This is full range. If you take 0 to 2 pi, full range. If I analyze only part of it, that is half range. To explain the concept of Bernoulli's formula, that's the most fundamental formula for Fourier series, entire max 3. If you are very strong in Bernoulli's formula, this subject is nothing. So I'll explain what is Bernoulli's formula. Product of two function u and v is nothing but u write as it is, v suffix 1, that means integrate second function and then put minus symbol, alternating symbol, minus differentiation of the first one, again integrate v1, you will get v2, plus, forget about the negative symbol, take only this, differentiate u prime, you will get u double prime, integral of v2, v3, like that. So this is what Bernoulli, all suffix refers integration, all prime refers differentiation. That's a usual notation found in any textbooks. Now, what is our choice of u? Always terminating function in differentiation. What I mean terminating function in differentiation, for example, you take x square. What is the derivative of x square? 2x. Again, if you differentiate, you will get 2 and then diluted. That is what I mean terminating function. If you take, for example, sine, the derivative of sine is cos. If you differentiate again, minus sine, never ending. Similarly, exponential, logarithmic, any quotient function, if you differentiate, never terminate. So never terminate. So its process continues. So we have to select terminating function in differentiation. That's very important. I'll explain with simple example. For example, I am taking x square e power 2x dx. How I am going to apply Bernoulli's formula? Don't go by integration by parts. If you solve this problem by integration by parts, your conventional school method, it will take at least half page of your notebook with wrong answer. But if you apply Bernoulli's formula, you will get beautiful answer in a single line. I am going to explain. Now I am going to take the terminating function. Yes, this is terminating function, x square. This is v. Now I am going to apply this formula. Write u as it is. Yes, x square. Integrate the second one, v1. Integrate this. What is integral value of e power 2x? So always use brackets. If any fraction or anything is on safer side, if you use brackets. Minus derivative of x square 2x, see the formula, minus by default in the Bernoulli's formula, then integrate u1 v1, so that is your v2. If you integrate this e power 2x, again you have to divide another 2, so 4, right? Next, plus differentiate 2x. Don't take minus symbol, that's already in the formula. So only take this derivative of 2x, just 2. Take the next bracket. Integral of e power 2x. So e power 2x by 8. So you know very well what is the derivative of this. 0. Stop. Bernoulli automatically stops. Now I am going to simplify. I can cancel out these two. I think I can cancel out these two. So I am going to write the common e power 2x e power 2x common, x square by 2 minus x by 2 plus 1 by 4, or otherwise you can take LCM if you want. Okay, e power 2x divided by 4 is 2x square minus 2x plus 1. So that is what the integral value of this. So what we expect is a single line more than sufficient. The simplification. I am going to explain another example for better understanding Bernoulli's formula. This is very important case study. Now take this one as u, second one as v. Now I am going to apply Bernoulli's formula. Remember, better use brackets. Okay, square brackets. Now I am going to write x square as it is u, integrate the second one, recall the Bernoulli's formula, u, integrate the second, minus u dash, v2, etc. So u as it is, integral of cos, recall the formula, basic fundamental formula, integral cos is sine nx by n. Don't confuse with the derivative of cos minus sine, but I am working with integration, please remember. So integral cos sine nx by n minus, differentiate this, please focus on this formula, minus by default in the formula, derivative of x square 2x, integral of sine now minus cos nx by n square. Again next, differentiate this one. Please remember we are using brackets, that's very important. Without bracket, if you work it out, you end up with trouble. Always use brackets carefully. You go according to this way only. So what is the derivative of 2x plus 2? Remember, don't put this negative symbol, this is already in the Bernoulli's formula. So my focus on u dash is 2x. So 2, integral of this, the minus symbol as it is, integral cos sine nx by n cube. So you know you can take it out some common things. Let us simplify x square sine nx by n minus into minus plus 2x cos nx by n square minus 2 sine nx by n cube. So I think this is more than sufficient. Now if you work out the same thing using your plus 2 or plus 1 method, I think you have to work it out off page of your notebook. So this is what the Bernoulli's formula. I'll explain another example also. X square sine nx dx. This is equivalent to, this is u and this is v, x square, integral sine, now see, minus cos nx by n minus derivative of x square 2x, integral cos minus sin nx by n square plus derivative of 2x 2, integral of sine minus cos. Yes. Now if we simplify, minus x square cos nx by n minus into minus plus 2x sin nx by n square plus 2 cos nx by n cube. Yes, that's it. Now I am going to explain how we are going to deduce these two results using integration. Can I apply Bernoulli's formula for this case? Please do not apply Bernoulli's formula for exponential followed by trigonometric function. Very dangerous. Why? Because so this is non-terminating function. Bernoulli fails. Same case. These two product function, either e power ax or cos bx, never terminating in differentiation. So non-terminating function differentiation, then we have to go by a conventional formula. I'll call it as this one as p and the second one is q. I'll go by very simple complex form, p plus iq e power ax cos bx e power ax sin bx dx. We combine these two in a single integral, e power ax cos bx plus I sin bx dx. You can write it in complex form, you know, Euler form, e power I bx dx. E power I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta instead of theta bx, e power I bx cos bx plus I. So I am converting into very simple form using complex function. So I can rewrite in a single form a plus dx. Now I am going to integrate this function a plus ib x by a plus ib. You know how to integrate exponential function. A plus ib is a constant. Now take it out, the conjugate. Take conjugate, complex form, yeah, e power ibx. On simplification, e power ax by a square plus b square, a minus ib, I'll rewrite again using Euler formula, back to square. This is what we have done here. So now I'm going to separate real and imaginary parts. A into cos bx, a cos bx, this is the real part, minus I square plus 1. So b sin bx plus I e power ax by, I am taking I product combination, ax by a square plus a sin bx minus b cos bx. So I am taking coefficient of I is a complex constant, a I sin bx, I am taking out a common, this is common, b cos bx. So finally the formula is like this, e power ax cos bx dx after separating real part and imaginary part. So you have to recall this formula for solving problem, but how you are going to mug up, I'll explain the theory, how to deduce the integrals, but we want only the final results. So next, I think all these fundamentals are more than sufficient for Fourier series. We can proceed based on this fundamental. Please, you have to be prepared prior to my next lecture, all these fundamentals. So in order to save some time, today I think I've lost some time, so I want to compensate. That's why I'm using this YouTube video. Thank you.